Good evening everybody and welcome to the 2021 ASVO Awards for Excellence. My name is Brooke Howell, President of the ASVO, and I'm here tonight with my co-host and fellow director, Dr. Alana Seabrook.
Good evening everyone and good evening Brooke, thank you for tuning in.
Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge that we are hosting this event from the lands of the Kaurna people of the Adelaide Plains. I also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you are all listening from today and the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people tuning into this event. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging and celebrate the diversity of Aboriginal peoples and their ongoing cultures and connections to the lands and waters of Australia.
We recognise that while we were hoping to have some more freedom in 2021, there are many of our members still living with the challenges of COVID restrictions. We would have absolutely loved to be sharing with our peers tonight as we celebrate the Awards for Excellence. We hope that if you're able, you are sharing in the celebrations with a small gathering of family and friends. We would love to see your watch party on our social media channels throughout the evening, so make sure you use #ASVO.
The ASVO seeks to promote industry excellence, foster leadership and encourage innovation and sustainability in the Australian wine industry. And tonight is about honouring and recognising our peers in an industry celebration, something we've been doing with the Awards for Excellence since 2012.
The order of the evening will be how the ASVO is inspiring excellence through scholarships and prizes, celebrating research excellence by presenting the Research Paper Awards, recognising professional excellence in Winemaker and Viticulturist of the Year, and finally we honour our newly inducted Fellows of the Society for their outstanding excellence and contribution.
ASVO values its connections with a number of partner organisations who share ASVO's vision and provide material or financial support.
The ASVO would like to thank Wine Australia, Australian Grape and Wine, Wiley and our media partner Wine Titles Media for their ongoing support and contribution.
Wine Australia has been part of the Awards for Excellence since they began, and we now invite Dr. Martin Cole, CEO at Wine Australia, to say a few words.
Many thanks Brooke for that very kind introduction. I'm delighted to have joined Wine Australia as CEO, and it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight to celebrate excellence in science across the Australian grape and wine community. I'm looking forward to getting out and about and meeting as many of you as possible, hopefully face to face in the not too distant future. This award night is always a highlight of our calendar, and it's a great opportunity to reflect upon a year of scientific excellence, and in particular to reflect upon successes in innovation and adoption, both of which are crucial to ensuring that research delivers tangible benefits to grape growers and winemakers. ASVO continues to play a pivotal role in supporting scientific excellence across the sector through supporting and promoting dissemination of research and technical information and promoting a high standard of education in viticulture and enology. Without doubt, excellent collaboration and world best practice innovation will be crucial to driving the future growth and profitability of our sector. And ASVO plays a key role in furthering these efforts. I'm particularly pleased to see research being celebrated tonight that has been supported and funded by Wine Australia that promotes excellence in wine quality and vineyard management. I hope everyone has a fantastic night and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Events like these are not possible without the support of our platinum sponsors, AJGWR Commercial Services and Elders.
AJGWR Commercial Services is the commercial arm of the AJGWR and offers advanced analytical and consulting services to grape and wine producers and partner organisations. A wide range of analytical services are provided by our NATA accredited laboratories, which perform well in excess of 100,000 analyses per year. AJGWR Commercial Services has been Australia's premier wine and grape testing facility since it began offering services to the wine industry in 1984. Testing available covers the entire gamut of vineyard, winery, packaging requirements, including production testing, export certificates, trace analysis of agrochemicals and taints, and advanced PCR-based grapevine virus testing. AJGWR Commercial Services also has a team of experienced process engineers and scientists who are able to build on the fundamental research conducted at the AWRI to develop customised commercial solutions for the grape and wine industry. These include process optimisation, proof of performance trials, environmental accounting and microbiological audits. The AWRI Commercial Services team is proud to be a sponsor of the ASVO Awards of Excellence.
For over 180 years, Elders has played a key role in rural Australia, proudly working with Australian farmers and rural communities. Today, Elders are proud to be a platinum sponsor of the ASVO Awards, as a key part of our business is to support Australian vineyards and help them prosper. We stand committed to support industry leaders and innovators so we can all work together towards a more sustainable and profitable industry. Elders are for Australia, for its farmers, for the towns and their communities, the people and their families, for advice and innovation, for a sustainable future. Elders are for Australian agriculture. We at Elders would like to congratulate all award winners and nominees for the 2021 ASVO Awards and look forward to working with you for this season and the next.
We are also grateful for the support of our gold sponsors this evening, who are committed to building a stronger wine community. Broad, CHR Hansen, Eco Trellis, Lafort, Lallemand and Pelonc. And thank you to our silver and bronze sponsors as well.
I would like to recognise the dedication that is put in by our Board of Directors to ensure that ASVO continues to thrive and meet our members' needs. These directors are Andy Clark as the Vice President, Dr Tony Robinson as Treasurer, Dr Evelyn Batowski, Secretary and Public Officer, Dr Marty Longbottom, Richard Fennessy, Mike Hayes, Nadia Wallington and my co-host Dr Alana Seabrook. And to our new directors who are joining the board in 2022, Dr Vanessa Stockdale from Accolade and Dr Katie Dunn from New South Wales Department of Primary Industries. One of the objectives of the ASVO is to promote education in viticulture and oenology, and the board offers a number of scholarships and prizes to its members, with a focus on promoting the future potential within the Australian grape and wine community.
Each year, the ASVO selects one of its members to participate in the Advanced Wine Assessment course, AWAC, delivered by the Australian Wine Research Institute. The sensory skills learnt through the participation in AWAC may be used by the ASVO members in their current employment or for the purpose of becoming future wine show judges. Ultimately, by furthering their sensory education, the recipient will be able to contribute to the wider wine industry for years to come.
A panel of judges with extensive expertise in the area of wine show judging and wine sensory assessment selected the winner. Thank you to our judging panel who undertook the rigorous process of examining the applications and selecting the winner. This year's recipient of the ASVO AWAC Scholarship is Stephanie Isles.
Stephanie's career in wine started at a young age, helping her father stack shelves in their family wine store. She progressed to learn how to assess wine quality and price wines for retail stores. As her interest in wine developed, Stephanie travelled across Australia meeting with boutique wineries, organising wine events to bring the stories of the winemakers and winemakers themselves to the city. She completed 3 vintages in the Northern Rhone, including multiple vineyard seasons, working the steep slopes of Hermitage AOP. Back in Australia, Stephanie worked at a season in Beechworth between the vineyards of Fighting Gully Road and Stone Trist. Stephanie was a finalist in the Gourmet Traveller Wine New Wine Writer Award. She has published articles in Gourmet Traveller Wine and was accepted into the Wine Communicator Australia Mentor Program in 2019.
Hi, Stephanie Isles here. I'm standing on the Hill of Hermitage in the Northern Rhone of France, home to Syrah or Shiraz in Australia. It's very much why I've been on the ground here for the last 2.5 years trying to learn about this varietal. And thanks to ASVO and this wine tasting course, I feel like I'm going to be able to weave the threads of this knowledge I've learned here back into the Australian wine industry, particularly paying tribute to those who work on the vineyard I'd like to really help give the voice to those that work on the vineyard. They have a different way of tasting, a different way of describing wines, and are somewhat at times disconnected from the value chain in wine. And it is with that I'd really like to thank some people in my life who have given me my voice. Judy Saris from Gourmet Travel Wine, who's helped me continue to share and continue to speak up about the vineyard. Mark Walpole from Fighting Gully Road in Beechworth, Victoria, who helped me learn about the vineyard. It definitely helps in English, I can tell you that. And I'd like to thank vignerons here, Sebastian Bayon from Paul Jablonnet, who gave me my first job working on the vineyards in Hermitage. I'd like to thank Natasha Sharv from Domaine Aliofan, a female vigneron who has really helped me take the lessons I've learnt and continue to learn in this region despite being an Australian when they could be supporting other people in the local area. I'd like to acknowledge those that also applied for the award. Please don't stop trying and keep progressing with your goals. You'll get there in time. I wish you all a beautiful evening, and thank you to Chris for your patience while I've been here in allowing me to receive this award. It means a lot. Have a beautiful time.
Congratulations, Stephanie. This year, the ASVO also introduced a scholarship for one member to attend the Advanced Viticulture course held by the AJGWR. The recipient learnt from other practitioners who are at the forefront of innovation in viticulture. This year's inaugural winner of the AVC scholarship was Gabrielle Castelluccio.
Gabrielle is the Viticulturist and Technical Officer for Accolade Wines based in the Barossa Valley. She is new to the industry, having completed a graduate diploma in viticulture and oenology in 2019. Being part of the next generation, Gabrielle is passionate about having a wide variety of innovative ideas and practices to ensure the industry can maintain relevance and sustainability into the future. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm really thrilled to have been recognised by the ASVO as deserving of the Advanced Viticulture Scholarship. As someone relatively new to the industry, I always seek to involve myself and expose myself to people and ideas at the forefront of viticulture, and I'm really thankful to the ASVO for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Congratulations, Gabrielle. And now we move to the award winners. The first three awards to be announced tonight are for excellence in viticulture and oenology research. I now invite Tony Robinson, Business Development Manager for the AWRI and Director of ASVO, to present the research awards.
Each winner will take home one of these stunning perpetual trophies. The trophies were designed by past Director Dr. Tony Profit and handcrafted in Margaret River. They're accompanied by an honour board with the names of previous award winners. These now represent a growing list of outstanding individuals who have contributed to the pursuit of excellence in the Australian wine industry. Our first award tonight is the Dr. Peter May Award, which is presented to the authors of the most highly cited Australian Journal of Grape and Wine Research paper published in the previous 5 years. The late Dr. Peter May was the founding editor of the journal, and his diligence set the journal on very firm foundations. I'm delighted to announce the recipient of the 2021 Dr. Peter May Award goes to Dr. Meg Whitener and colleagues from Bell's Brewery, Michigan, USA, for their paper, Effect of Non-Saccharomyces yeast on the volatile chemical profile of Shiraz wine.
Hi, I'm Dr. Meg Whitener, and I'm joining you today in the Brew Gallery at Bell's Brewery in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where I'm currently employed as the microbiologist. I'm incredibly honored and humbled to be receiving the Peter May Award this year. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank not only the ASVO, but all of those who made my work possible. It's wonderful to know that my work in non-Saccharomyces yeast has been cited so widely. But it was only possible through the support of my colleagues and mentors at Fondazione Edmund Mach in Trentino Alto Adige, the University of Lund in Sweden, and most importantly, my alma mater, the University of Stellenbosch in South Africa. I specifically want to thank my advisors, Dr. Murat Dutoit, Urska Vrovsek, and the late Dr. Yuri Piskor. Further, I'd like to thank Dr. Jan Sandstrup for his assistance with data analysis. Lastly, I'd like to thank my husband for following me all over the world, literally, while I pursued my dream. Again, my thanks goes out to the Australian Society of Viticulture and Oenology for your amazing publication and this honour.
The ASVO recognises authors of research papers published in the Australian Journal of Grape and Wine Research, which are judged by a committee of ASVO members. The committee select from research papers that have been published in the Australian Journal of Grape and Wine Research in the previous 12 months. They are asked to choose a paper that they consider has the greatest potential for application and is most likely to have a significant impact on the Australian wine industry. We would like to thank the committees who read through over 50 papers twice and selected the winners. I'm delighted to announce the recipient of the 2021 Viticulture Paper of the Year Award goes to Dr. Marcos Bonata and co-workers from Sardi for their paper, Impact of Low Rainfall During Dormancy on Vine Productivity and Development.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this award. Thanks the ASVO, thanks the Yellow Journal for publishing this article. I would like to extend my thanks to the members of the industry and my colleagues that voted for this article as the best viticulture paper of the year. For a scientist, it's such a great feeling to see that the work we do doesn't finish with when the paper is published, but it also contributes in building a stronger and more resilient industry. And science is a collaborative effort, so I would like to acknowledge the contribution of the co-authors in this paper, Paul Petrie, Mike McCarthy and Gaston Sepúlveda from Sardi, and Edward Everard from CSIRO. This award and the paper wouldn't be possible without this impressive group of people and researchers. Also, I would like to extend my thanks to people that has helped us along the way. Thanks, Bruce Henderson, for your great technical input into this experiment and the project, and thanks to Roger Mywald and Chris Park from Sardi for maintaining and looking after the field trials. Finally, I would like to give a big thanks to Wine Australia for funding this research project. I hope we all have a great night. Thank you.
Well done, Marcos and colleagues. The next award tonight is the Oenology Paper of the Year. I'm thrilled to announce the recipient of the 2021 Oenology Paper of the Year goes to Dr. Martin Moran from Moordale Wines and colleagues for their paper, Impact of Late Pruning and Elevated Ambient Temperature on Shiraz Wine Chemical and Sensory Attributes. Congratulations again, Martin and colleagues.
Congratulations, Martin.
Thank you, Chris.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Alrighty, I'd love to thank to the judges for this beautiful present, very unexpected for myself. And I want to thank to the beautiful group that worked with us. Victor Sadras was an excellent mentor and a great researcher, and I learned a lot from him. And then Paul Petrie for setting up this beautiful trial that could delay maturity on the vineyards. And also to Sue Bastian for mentoring and organizing all the sensory tasting that we did at Iowa University. And just quickly, I'm very honored to receive this. These days I'm fully working in the wine industry, so I wish to be connected with the ASVO as a member, and for many years hopefully I can keep contributing with the research community as much as I can. And that always I put all this effort to trying to achieve this, and that I put all my heart into this work. So, and I think that's a really special reward for all those years. And thank you very much, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Now we move to celebrating excellence in practice with the ASVO Viticulturist and Winemaker of the Year. These awards recognise the achievements of some of the most dedicated and professional individuals in the Australian wine industry. There are many ASVO members who contribute positively to the Australian wine community and inspire those around them to seek out and adopt innovative practices. The finalists of both the Viticulturist and Winemaker of the Year are nominated by ASVO appointed selection committees. The committees consist of individuals who are themselves distinguished in the fields of viticulture and winemaking and who demonstrate exceptional leadership ability and vision. We thank the judging panels for their time in deliberation of the awards.
The finalists of the ASVO Viticulture and Winemaker of the Year Award demonstrate the following attributes. They contribute in a positive way to the Australian wine industry. They're focused on improving the standard of viticulture and winemaking practice through adoption of innovative practices, technologies or standards. In addition, they have integrated the outcomes of their work into the culture of those around them, and they have shared their work with the broader wine industry.
The three finalists for this year's Winemaker of the Year Award are Alex Cassegrain, Sam Connew and John Hughes. Alex Cassegrain is the respected head winemaker at Cassegrain Wines in the Hastings River region of New South Wales. The 2020 bushfires had a devastating impact on a significant portion of grape growing regions in Australia, which motivated Alex to work in unison with growers, suppliers, research companies and agencies to further the industry's organoleptic and chemical understanding of smoke taint and how it can best be treated during and after ferment to either mitigate or reduce its effects on the wine. Being able to salvage smoke taint affected fruit was front of mind for Alex, where he trialled various techniques derived primarily as a result from bucket ferments. This included cooler ferments with highly aromatic yeast, pressing off skins early from cleaner fruit, introducing yeast lees from finished clean ferments into wines with a higher concentration of conjugates to bind compounds using manoproteins, using additives to fill out the palate, and using fruit that had different ripeness levels to provide more options when it came to the organoleptic properties of the wine. Alex was able to share some of his findings at the National Bushfire Conference in May this year. Cassegrain Wines has recently secured a $1 million grant from the Cooperative Research Centre's projects. Using these funds, together with industry partners in Australia and New Zealand, innovative methods will be tested, hopefully removing the compounds responsible for smoke-tainted wines. Alex is confident in the coming years, through trial and error, innovations and experimentation, the industry will be in a much better position to navigate through the challenges associated with smoke taint as a result of bushfires. Sharing this information, knowledge and techniques will be the most important outcome. Sam is an established leader and a highly experienced and respected winemaker and consultant. She is championing women in wine, being a founding member of the Australian Women in Wine Awards, as well as being a mentor for so many other young winemakers. Sam is a past director of the ASVO and currently serves on the Wine Tasmania Board. After many years working for other organisations, Sam started her Tasmanian label Stargazer in 2012, which has enabled her to set the style boundaries of her wines with no winemaking history or tradition to adhere to, and in a dynamic, exciting, relatively young wine region. Amongst her many achievements, in 2007 she was awarded International Red Winemaker of the Year at the prestigious International Wine Challenge in London, and in 2008 she was a South Australian finalist in the Telstra Business Women's Awards. Sam has sought to integrate innovative practices to broaden the consumer perception of aromatic varieties, particularly Riesling. She has explored winemaking style and variety diversity through ongoing work with 100% natural ferments across all varieties, lees work, skin contact, residual sugar and different fermentation storage vessels. Challenging the perception of what Australian Riesling is and demonstrating the broad diversity of styles available has been a theme for Sam's work at an industry level, particularly as a leading senior wine show judge. She has been a tutor for the Len Evans tutorial several times, and for the last 3 years has coordinated the Riesling Masterclass to teach up-and-coming judges about the breadth and range of Riesling in an international context. John Hughes is the winemaker and owner of Riesling Freak in the Barossa Valley and is a passionate Riesling advocate. John has strived to showcase the versatility of the Riesling variety and bring it to the forefront of the Australian wine consciousness by embracing a variety of old world techniques and modern winemaking practices. John initiated a regional initiative known as Riesling Eden Valley to foster a unified regional approach to Riesling promotion and encourage sharing ideas and technical skills among producers. John believes that his singular focus on producing one variety to its very best in every conceivable style is an extremely innovative and unique approach in the Australian wine industry. At the same time, the ripple effect created by the popularity and critical acclaim enjoyed by Riesling Freak has undoubtedly inspired other winemakers to explore the many unique and diverse opportunities this noble variety has to offer. John is also passionate about enabling others in the broader winemaking community through his sponsorship of a scholarship for Barossa teenagers with a disability, providing funds and personal mentoring to guide them into tertiary education and work experience to hopefully see them move into fulfilling careers that benefit themselves, their families and our community.
I'm very pleased to announce the 2021 recipient of the Winemaker of the Year Award is Alex Cassegrain. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. To say that I'm honoured and surprised would be an understatement. It means so much to me to even be nominated for this award, and I'm incredibly grateful that I've been selected as Winemaker for the Year in 2021. Firstly, I'd like to thank the other nominees for Winemaker of the Year, including Sam and John, who are both very worthy recipients, and it's a pity we can't all be there together enjoying a glass of wine and celebrating the evening. I would also like to congratulate the nominees for Viticulturist of the Year. Good luck and well done. I would also like to thank the ASVO committee and all your proud sponsors for all the efforts you've gone through to make this all happen. Smoke taint as a result of the 2020 bushfires has by far been the most challenging aspect of my career, and it couldn't have happened and wouldn't have happened without the support I had around me. Special mention has to go to all the vineyard growers who worked tirelessly with everything that was going on, the fires on their front door, to still try and give us some grapes to be able to work with. So a big thank you goes out to all them. Another big special mention goes to Andrew Mariani from Lafort, Kerry Wilkinson from the University of Adelaide, who have both been fantastic mentors and helping me think outside the square and try something new and create something that we hopefully would end up being a fantastic product. To all of our workers here at Cassegrain Wines, I'm incredibly grateful for all their support. I cannot thank them enough for the hours that they went above and beyond in completing bucket samples, in doing drives to the vineyards to grab a series of samples to have tested and to do all the micro ferments on. It's been an incredible ordeal for everyone involved, but I'm very grateful, and we all learnt a lot from it. I'd also like to make a special mention to John Cassegrain, who not only my father but also my mentor, has helped keep me motivated through the 2020 bushfires. It was incredibly difficult, and I couldn't have done it without him, and I am forever grateful in regards to that. I would also like to thank my wife Jess, who I have no idea has been able to put up with me through any vintage, let alone the 2020. It was, as we mentioned, it was an incredibly challenging year, and with everything going on, not to be home but still have that support, I'm incredibly grateful to her as well, so thank you. Again, I would like to thank the ASVO and all its partners for making this all come together. Again, I'm incredibly proud and privileged to be Winemaker of the Year, and it's a real shame we all can't be there together. I do hope everyone enjoys the rest of the night, and thank you very much.
Congratulations, Alex. Well done. Next, we will present the Viticulturist of the Year Award.
The finalists for the Viticulturist of the Year are Darren Fahey, Ben Harris and Richard Lesk. Since 2015, Darren Fahey has held the position of Development Officer for Viticulture at the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries, working across the 16 wine regions throughout New South Wales and the ACT. One of Darren's key tasks has been delivering the New South Wales Treasury-funded Viticulture Skills Development Program and the Wine Australia Regional Program on behalf of New South Wales Wine Industry Association. There have been many projects that Darren has driven as part of these two programs, including using biodiversity plots to encourage beneficial insects into vineyards, evaluating of mid-row cover crops, evaluation of alternative weed control methods, among others. Findings from these projects have been disseminated to growers through the New South Wales DPI Grapevine Management Guide, which Darren has co-authored each year, as well as through fact sheets and scientific papers. He also contributes to providing timely seasonal updates, pest and disease, events and industry-related information throughout the year through the New South Wales DPI Vine Watch newsletters and Bureau of Meteorology monthly and rolling quarterly outlooks for 11 of the New South Wales wine regions. Darren's primary passion for viticulture is to lead wine grape growers via knowledge, extension and demonstration of practices to enhance vine management and fruit quality outcomes beyond current practice. Ben is the Viticulture Manager at Treasury Wine Estates. This role includes the management of the technical viticulture team for Australia and New Zealand. It also includes overseeing the vineyard operations in Tasmania, Western Australia and New Zealand. Ben has worked in several roles throughout Australia, New Zealand and Bordeaux, which includes technical and management roles in McLaren Vale and Langhorne Creek, managing the Penfolds vineyard at Robe and managing the Wynns Coonawarra Estate vineyards. Ben's vision is to continuously improve vineyard performance and sustainability while protecting the vineyards from biosecurity risks. He wants to leverage the latest R&D, innovation and technology to create real step change while also applying the key learnings from the past. Ben is focused on removing one of the biggest challenges, which is bringing the gap between R&D and the practical application of the latest knowledge and technology. One of Ben's innovations has involved leveraging TWE's data along with climatic data to improve yield estimation and vineyard management decisions through a partnership with the yield. The partnership commenced in 2018 and was rolled out to all TWE vineyards across Australia and New Zealand in 2020, with harvest quantity and timing predictions being generated for every block, which was over 9,000 hectares. Growth stage predictions, long-range weather forecasts and notifications have also been established for each site to assist with management decisions and risk mitigation. Since the commencement of the partnership between TWE and the Yield have partnered with other wine companies using predictive models and data analytics based on the initial work completed by TWE. Richard Leask is a second-generation wine grower based in McLaren Vale, with 27 years of experience in McLaren Vale, Western Australia and the Riverland. He is a viticulture graduate of CSU in Wagga Wagga. He and his brother Malcolm own boutique wine label Hither and Yon, with the label and the vineyards that supply it, with a strong focus on climatically adaptive alternative varieties. Richard has been an advocate and practitioner of biological farming for over a decade. He is a 2017 graduate of the Wine Industry Future Leaders Program run by Wine Australia. In 2019, he was awarded a Nuffield Farming Scholarship to study regenerative agriculture systems across farming enterprises globally. Over the past 5 years, Richard has developed a viticulture system on his family-owned vineyards that incorporates the principles of regenerative agriculture to increase soil carbon levels and soil microbial diversity through practices such as combining 2 jobs per tractor pass, the establishment of undervine cover crops, planting insectary plants and intensive rotational cell grazing of livestock. This knowledge has been passed on to other growers that Richard consults to in the last 18 months. Another proud achievement is Hither and Yon being awarded as South Australia's first carbon neutral wine brand in January 2021.
I'm delighted to announce the 2021 recipient of Viticulturist of the Year is Ben Harris. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers. This award means a lot to me. I'd like to thank the ASVO. I'd like to thank Chris Waters. I'd like to thank the ASVO Board. It means a lot to me because it is what the ASVO represents. It's also a recognition from your peers, and the award has been won by a lot of highly respected people. And I'd also like to acknowledge the other finalists, Darren and Richard, 2 other outstanding viticulturists. I've worked on a number of exciting projects this year that have been a team effort and involved a number of very talented viticulturalists and winemakers. So I'd like to thank the Wynns and TWE vineyard managers, viticulturists and winemaking teams, and I'd especially like to thank the Wynns team, being Kath, Kerry, Alan, Sue and Sarah, and I'd also like to thank Karen, Greg, George, Mandy, Jonesy and Kat for all their support throughout the last few years. As part of this process, we're asked to do, the finalists were asked to do a short video, which my 2 sons shot my video. So I'd like to thank Will and Charlie for their exceptional video and also the support from my wife. Thanks a lot, this means a lot to me.
Thank you, Ben, and very well deserved. The final announcement this evening is one which carries enormous gravitas. Each year, the ASVO Board has the opportunity to invite a fellow from amongst its membership. This is not an award, but an invitation to join an eminent and honoured group of ASVO members. The ASVO Fellows are recognised primarily for 2 things: Their outstanding and meritorious contribution to the advancement of the Australian wine industry through a major industry, scientific, educational or society role, and their commitment and contribution to promote the endeavours of the ASVO. In selecting fellows, the ASVO Board employ the wisdom of its existing fellows to assist with the decision, which, when it is made, must be unanimously supported by the Board. We thank the members of the Advisory Committee who deliberated over this year's nominations. This year, the ASVO Board invited 2 of its members to become fellows.
Thanks, Brooke. I'd like to introduce the first fellow, Sue Hodder. Sue joined Wynn's Coonawarra estate in 1993. 5 years later, she became the winery's first female chief winemaker. Sue worked closely with viticulturist Alan Jenkins to rejuvenate the old vines and reconstruct vineyards, heralding a new era for Wynn's and the entire Coonawarra region. Sue and her team are continuing to adopt more sustainable viticultural methods, including better soil moisture management and bigger focus on vine health. Sue has contributed to the research, development and assessment of new clones and rootstocks for the next generation of Cabernet Sauvignon in the Coonawarra since 2004, starting with 50 vintages of Wynn's Black Label Cabernet. This sample set has provided an unparalleled insight into tannin evolution for the Australian wine. Sue was also involved in a subsequent AJGWR project on the berry sorter grader installation to verify the benefits of vision technologies for top-level fruit sorting. Sue was a committee member for 10 years, chair for 4 years, and chief judge at the Royal Adelaide Wine Show. She was pivotal to the development of provenance classes initiated in the Adelaide Wine Show during Sue's chairmanship. She has judged at many regional, capital city and international wine shows, mentoring associate judges, providing feedback to committees and judging collaboratively with her peers. Sue has been involved in the Australian Cabernet Symposium, including hosting it in Coonawarra 3 times. Sue has enthusiastically been committed to participation in the Australian wine technical conferences, including providing data, opinion and wine to researchers, panel leaders and suppliers. Sue was president of Coonawarra Vignerons immediately before merging vignerons and grape growers, a time requiring high-level leadership, influencing and change negotiation skills. Sue is a current member of Limestone Coast Grape and Wine Council in an independent community nominated board position. Sue's regular mentorship of young winemakers and generosity to the broader wine community in both informal and formal manner is commendable, both at Wynn's and many other wineries across Australia and the world. Sue takes school careers tours and volunteers her time with school winemaking projects at Penola High, Herbray Agricultural and Casterton Area School.
Sue commenced her career as a viticultural technical officer working for Penfolds on defining attributes of high-quality Shiraz fruit. She has kept very close links for viticulture through her winemaking career, and her initial agricultural qualifications provided a strong foundation and understanding of environment, plant and soil interactions. Sue is highly respected by her viticultural colleagues and has been influential in collaboratively working on identifying improvements to cultural practices and optimal expression of wine quality. Sue's input has been integral to the extensive viticultural innovation, renovation and replanting of Wynn's vineyards since 2000. The Fellows Advisory Committee commented that Sue is a quiet achiever, often putting others before herself. She is still very active in industry and for ASVO has contributed across both winemaking and viticulture and is a very worthy recipient of Fellow of the Society. Congratulations, Sue.
Thank you, Brooke. I am delighted to be made a Fellow of the ASVO. I'd like to thank the Selection Committee because what a task that must have been with so many people making an amazing contribution to Australian wine over such a long time. It must have been a really difficult decision. So thank you very much. I'm honoured and privileged. The Selection Committee are Dr. Wendy Cameron, MW, Nick Bulleid, MW, Gary Baldwin, AM, and Dr. Di Davidson, AM. And the committee's chaired by Brooke Howell, our amazing MC, who of course did a great job last year at these awards in that gorgeous yellow gown, so a person of many talents. but I'm certainly privileged to join the fellowship of the ASVO, which has been a constant in my working career, which has taken many turns over the last 30 years. But the ASVO has certainly been a constant with good practical information for working winemakers, and I look forward to an ongoing relationship with this auspicious organisation to that end. I'd like to call out, of course, Chris Waters for his amazing contribution, particularly over the last 2 years, and he's really adapted the organisation to the new technology, and we've been able to use the communication technology to advantage, and what a great job he's done with all that. But of course, it's always great to have a paper journal, and when that yellow journal arrives at the winery, I know it's the latest peer-reviewed papers. I can recall the late and certainly revered Ray Beckwith saying to me how excited he used to be when the yellow journal arrived at his place. So well done to everybody who makes a contribution to the ongoing effort of the yellow journal. So I live in a small community and work in a big winery, and I'd like to thank so many neighbours and colleagues over many decades for helping me, and I feel like it's definitely a team effort. It's a cliche, but in our case it's certainly true, and I look forward to an ongoing relationship and something that I'm really passionate about, which is attracting young people to make a career and a life in rural Australia, and the ASVO can contribute to that endeavour. Thank you again. I really appreciate being given this award.
Thanks, Sue. I'm very privileged to introduce our second fellow, Dr. Peter Klingeleffer. Peter joined the Society in November 1989. Peter has had a long career in research at CSIRO. He has been promoted on numerous occasions within CSIRO to Senior Research Scientist in 1983, Principal Research Scientist in 1988, and Senior Principal Research Scientist in CSIRO Plant Industry in 1998 in recognition of outstanding performance. He is now an Honorary Research Fellow and is one of Australia's most influential viticultural research scientists. His pioneering work, initially with Dr. Peter May, involved the first Australian trials of mechanical harvesters and the development and application of minimal pruning, light mechanical hedging and various crop control techniques to minimise seasonal effects on yield and quality. Outputs of his work are now adopted by most major wine producing countries. Peter has a prestigious record of research and extension publications. Over his career, he has authored or co-authored 56 scientific papers and 32 in trade journals for wine grape related research. Added to these impressive figures are 88 presentations to conferences and 13 reports to industry bodies.
Peter has always maintained strong links with industry through development of extensive industry networks and involvement in collaborative research both within and external to CSIRO. From 1996 to 2009, he was the Riverlink Viticulture Program Manager, a key regional role responsible for coordination of regional grape research, development and extension across DPI Victoria, SARDI and Primary Industries New South Wales and the CSIRO. In these roles, he has a positive mentoring influence on his colleagues. Peter has mentored colleagues and supervised or co-supervised Masters and PhD students and postdoctoral fellows. He has led projects that delivered new approaches to crop forecasting, disease incidence and deficit irrigation techniques, and phenotyped the entire CSIRO grape variety and clone collection to assist adaptation for climate change, which all underpin the planned Wine Australia Variety Selector tool. Peter is highly recognised and respected nationally and internationally. He chaired the former National Vine Improvement Committee for 15 years, is a member of the Scientific Committee of the International Vine Training and Management Group, and is the ISHS Grapevine Mechanisation Group. He has willingly donated his time to countless paper reviews for the Australian Journal of Grape and Wine Research. The Fellow Advisory Committee agreed that Peter has had an outstanding contribution to industry over a long period of time in a number of areas of viticulture and was worthy of the invitation of a Fellow to the ASVO.
I'd like to thank ASVO for recognising me as a Fellow, and I'd like to thank the people who nominated me for this award. Such a recognition for my work over 50 years has come with the input of many, many people, research assistants, PhD and Master's students I've co-supervised, postdoctoral fellows, and there's too many to name individually, but I would like to recognise their inputs into this. And certainly I've had great delight in watching many of them grow and move into roles within the industry, both in Australia and internationally. I'd also like to thank CSIRO, who've employed me for 50 years, and my mentors there, particularly my first boss, Dr. Peter May, and Dr. John Possingham, Dr. Rob Walker, and also I'd like to thank George Kerridge, who had special input into the work on vine improvement and wine quality. And finally, I'd like to thank my wife for her perseverance and my family for putting up with me not being there a lot of the time when my children were younger. And finally, I am very grateful to ASVO for this award and would like to thank them very much.
Congratulations once again to Sue and Peter, two very deserving contributors.
Congratulations to all the finalists and winners, and thank you to the sponsors and advisory committee members who all helped to make this event a success. Thank you to the event planning committee, chaired by the wonderful Alana Seabrook, who made this virtual event run so smoothly. And to Chris Waters, our Executive Officer, who tirelessly manages all the behind-the-scenes logistics to ensure all of our events run smoothly. Finally, thanks to you for tuning in to our virtual awards event, and to Alana for being a fantastic co-host. We look forward to seeing you at our events throughout 2022. Good night.